When a homeowner schedules a consult using this Calendly form, this Zap triggers automatically creates the lead in Acculynx and assigns it to a sales rep, so nothing slips through the cracks. So a few of our roofing clients actually ran into this same exact issue, which is why I'm making this video. They used Acculynx as their CRM, and then they used Calendly to manage their homeowner bookings. So the problem is that once the appointments were booked in Calendly, that's where all of the information lived. But then the sales reps had to go back into Acculynx and had to create those leads manually. And this was, of course, a very time-consuming process. Calendly sends notification emails with all of the lead information, but sometimes those emails were missed. Leads fell through the cracks. So I think it's really important for roofing contractors to automate a process like this. Manual entry is just going to slow everything down, and it's also going to introduce significant human error. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to connect Calendly with Acculynx using Zapier. We're going to use a very simple Calendly form that's set up for roofing and gutter projects. And once that form is submitted, the lead is automatically going to get created in Acculynx and assigned to a sales rep. When the lead is assigned in Acculynx, they're going to get notified immediately. And therefore, they could follow up with that lead and get that appointment locked in. It's going to run on after hours. It's going to run during the weekend. It's going to work for you 24/7, which is the best part about it. So we've built this same exact setup for a number of our clients, and the feedback that has come in has been great. There's been faster follow-up, better lead tracking, and fewer dropped leads. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the build. So the first step in the process is getting the event page set up. You could see here that I have a very simple form for roof and gutter appointments, and I'm capturing the customer's first name, last name, email address, and phone number. And I also want the property details, and that's why I'm capturing the street address and city. Then down here, I have some custom questions. So I want to know what type of project they're interested in. And for this question, they could let us know if they need a new roof, if they're interested in a roof repair, if they need new gutters, or if they need their gutters repaired. You can see that this is multiple selection. And then we have a simple long text field down here where they could let us know anything specific before the appointment. And of course, your form doesn't have to look exactly like this. You can add your own custom questions, and the automation will take that data and it will add it to the lead file. The form is submitted. So whatever information you're looking to collect, maybe you want a question here capturing the total number of squares on the roof or how many stories the property is. Those questions can be added. This is fully customizable. Once your Calendly event is set up and published, you're ready to move on to setting up the integration. Here we are in Zapier, and it's time to create this app. Head on over to the left and click on this orange button that says create, and then click on Zaps. Then give your Zap a name. You can call it something simple like sync leads from Calendly to Acculynx. Now hover over this area that says trigger and click on it. Then search for Calendly. Click on the Calendly app, and then in this section off to the right where it says account, click on select, and then click on connect a new account. It's going to open up a pop-up window that you see right here. So from here, all you need to do is log into Calendly. I'm going to log in with Google. Once you're logged in, the window should close, and then click on select, and the connection will be added. Then you could click on these three dots right here, and then click on test connection, and then you'll see this success notification, and you'll know that the connection is working correctly. Next, select the trigger event for Calendly. Select the invitee created event. This is going to trigger when an invitee schedules an event. Click on continue. For webhook subscription scope, you could leave it at user, and for the event type, you can select your booking page. And as you can see here, we can see the roof and gutter appointment form. We're going to select that. Then click on continue. We're going to need some test data for this trigger, so if you haven't already, go into your event form in Calendly and make a test submission. Then go ahead and click on test trigger. As you can see here, I have a test submission, and this has all of the data from my Calendly form. We can see here that we have the customer's email, their first name, last name, their full name, and then in questions and answers, we have our customer's phone number, their address, their city. We have the question that asks what type of project they're interested in with the answers. And finally, we have the question that asks if there's anything that we should know before this appointment, along with the answer here. From here, click on continue with selected record. Then search for Acculynx. Click on the Acculynx app. And now we need to connect the Acculynx account. Click on sign in. it's going to open up this pop-up window and it's going to ask for an API key. I'm going to show you where to get the API key. In account settings, go to add-on features and integrations. Click on API keys. Then click view API keys in app connections. This is going to take you to the app connections page. Then off to the right here, click on manage connections. Then click on new. Give your key a name. I'm just going to call it something simple like JNC Zapier. Then you have the option to select a lead source. I'm going to select web to lead form. Then click on create key. From there, the API key is created and you just need to click on copy. Then go back to the pop-up window and paste your API key in the API key input box. Then click on yes, continue to Acculynx. And that's it. Your Acculynx account has been added to Zapier and you could go ahead and verify the connection to make sure that it's working. Next, for the action event, there's only one event, and that is create lead. This is going to create a new lead in Acculynx. Then click on continue. Now we need to map the lead fields. For some fields, you'll see a red star, and that means that the field is required. As you can see here, the majority of the fields are not required, and Acculynx will still create the lead. So off to the right here, click on this plus button. We're going to map the first name field with the invitee first name, and we're going to do the same thing for the rest of the fields. So last name, we're going to add a token, and then we're going to add the invitee last name. Let's map the phone number. So we'll go into questions and responses, one answer, and this is where our phone number will be. Just click on it. Next, we're going to map the email address. So I'm going to click on this plus here, and I'm going to map the invitee email variable from Calendly. For the job category, I'm simply just going to hard code this to residential. And same thing with the service type, I'm going to hard code it to service. As you know, a lead can have a dynamic job category or even a work type. If you want these fields to be dynamic, you can just add the questions to the Calendly form and then map the respective tokens to these fields. For street, we can select the variable questions and responses to answer. That's going to contain the street address. And then for city, we can select the variable questions and responses 3 answer. That's going to contain the city. I'm just going to hard code the state to Florida, and I'm going to leave the zip code blank for now. As you can see here, Acculynx allows you to also set a priority, so I'm going to set this to normal. And then we have the notes field. This is where we can add the answers from those custom questions. So for example, I'll hard code what type of project are you interested in? And then below that, I'm going to add a dynamic variable. And the variable that I'm going to add here is going to be questions and responses for answer. This is the answer to the question, what type of project are you interested in? Then I'm going to add the next question, anything else we should know before the appointment. And for this one, I'm going to select the variable questions and responses 5 answer. This is the answer to the question, anything else we should know before the appointment. We only had 2 custom questions in our Calendly event form, but if you had more than that, then you would simply just add them to the notes field. Next, to assign a lead to a specific salesperson, you're going to utilize the salesperson field. There's 2 ways of going about this. You can add a dynamic variable that contains the email address of the Acculynx user, or you could hard code the Acculynx user directly. So I'm going to hard code it if it's always going to go to the same salesperson. But if the lead needs to go to a different salesperson each time, then instead of hard coding the email address of the Acculynx user, you would need to use a dynamic token. Then let's populate the initial appointment field. So for this one, I'm just going to use the variable scheduled event start time. And as you can see here, it has the date and time of the appointment. And I know this format may look strange to you. Don't worry about it because Acculynx is going to convert it for you. And finally, for the trade types, I'm just going to hard code this to roofing and gutters. Once all your fields are mapped, click on continue. Then all you need to do is click on test step. You'll know that the lead was successfully created in Acculynx because the status will be 202 and it will show the lead name. As you can see here, the lead name is Josh Jackson 1. So that's all you need to do to set up the basic automation. And once you're ready to go live, just click on the publish button. One important thing to note is that if your Zap is turned off and a homeowner tries to book an appointment, then that lead is not going to sync to Acculynx. The Zap must be turned on at all times in order for lead data to sync successfully to Acculynx. Now that the Zap is live, let's go ahead and make a test submission in Calendly and see if the lead gets created in Acculynx and assigned to the correct salesperson. Here I am in Calendly and I'm just going to make a test submission. And for the project, I'm going to select I need a new roof and I need gutters. And for anything else we should know before the appointment, I'm going to say we recently had a storm and notice a few shingles came off. Also seeing a water pooling near the back gutters. Hoping to get an inspection done soon before it gets worse. I'm going to go ahead and schedule the event. And from here, the Zap should trigger instantly. I'm going to open the Zap. I'm just going to refresh the logs, and you can see here that we have a success message. So here I am in Acculynx, and I could see that the lead was just created right here, Josh Testing 3. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Then we could see here that we have the full name, Josh Testing 3. We have the phone number. We have the email that was added. We have the address. We have the category, which is residential. We have the work type. We hard-coded that to service. We have the trade, hard-coded it to roofing and gutters. And we have the lead source, web to lead form. And then we have the initial appointment, July 17th this year, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We could see that the lead is assigned to the user, Josh Jackson. And last but not least, if we go into communications, you'll see that a new message was created by Zapier. And in that message, we have the custom questions. We have the question, what type of project are you interested in? With the answer, I need a new roof, I need gutters. And then we have the other question that asks if there's anything else we should know before the appointment along with its answer. So that's it. We created a Zap that connects Calendly to Acculynx, automating lead creation and lead assignment. From here on out, no leads are going to slip through the cracks. There's going to be no manual entry or delay. There's going to be faster follow-up and a cleaner pipeline. And that means there's going to be more time for your team to actually sell. So from here, we can make this automation more customized. We can route leads based on work type or zip code. We can dynamically assign to a specific sales rep based on a territory. We could trigger follow-up emails and text messages. We can enroll the lead in a MailChimp or constant contact campaign. There's lots of ways to expand on this depending on your workflow. If you'd rather not do this yourself or you want this done fast and fully customized, that's what I do. I build automations like this for roofing companies every week. Just reach out to me if you want help connecting your systems. And if this video helped you out, drop it a like so more contractors like you can find this video. But before you go, make sure to subscribe to the Josh No Code YouTube channel and turn your notifications on. We've got more tutorials coming your way, especially on Acculynx and Zapier. You're not going to want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.